Hello everyone, I am Mrs. Mohini Bhalke and I heartily welcome you to all in our new class which name is Social Success Point. Dear students, today we are going to start the first chapter of Political Science which name is Power Sharing, and this chapter deals with one of the major component of democracy, that is power sharing, which means to share power between communities, people and of course political party for better decision making processes. Dear student, in this chapter we will understand the two case study. The first is Belgium ethnic composition and second is Sri Lanka ethnic composition. And definitely one question is arising in your mind कि what is the meaning of ethnic? So my dear student, ethnic is social division. Okay, ethnic is social division which is based on the place of birth and have same culture. And in our language, if we talk about ethnic composition, so ethnic composition means when the people are segregated from each other on the basis of their places of birth and their languages. Okay, so I hope you understand what is the meaning of social division, ethnic composition. Okay, now shall we start our study? Okay, now let's start the study.
So my dear students, this is the chapter first, power sharing. In this chapter, we will understand more about power sharing. As we know very well, power sharing means to share the power. But of course, so many various questions are coming in our mind as like between whom the power should be shared, how the power should be shared, who share the power, and of course where the power should be shared. And my dear students, now in this video we try to discuss on these all such kind of query. So first of all, we will divide this chapter into four contents. The first is Belgium and Sri Lanka. The second is majoritarianism in Sri Lanka. And the third is accommodation in Belgium. And the fourth is various forms of power sharing. So without wasting time, let's start the study with the first topic, Belgium and Sri Lanka. So first of all, in this topic, we will see the introduction of Belgium, and afterward we will see ethnic composition of Belgium. At the last, we will see conclusion. My dear students, in Belgium and Sri Lanka, we will try to discuss upon three topics. First, introduction, ethnic composition, and next is conclusion. So first of all, we will talk about the introduction of Belgium. So my dear students, Belgium is a small country. Okay, Belgium is a small country in Western Europe and it is famous for its medieval towns. And if we talk about its neighbors, so France, Netherlands, Germany and Luxembourg. Okay, once again I am repeating, France, Netherlands, Germany and Luxembourg. These are the neighbors of Belgium. Okay, and one more thing is keeping your mind कि the area of Belgium is smaller. Okay, the area of Belgium is smaller than the state of Haryana. है ना? Not only area, it is also its population also half. Okay, its population is half of Haryana. Okay, next is the ethnic composition. It is very complex. So first of all, just you think in your mind कि in Belgium there are two main regions. Okay, the first is Flemish region and second is Wallonia region. Okay, beta. Again, once again I am repeating, Belgium is divided into two main regions. First is Flemish and second is Wallonia region. Okay, and the out of total population, okay, मतलब total population का 59% people live in Flemish region and 40% people live in Wallonia region. Once again I am repeating कि in Belgium there are two main regions. The first is Flemish region and another is Wallonia region. Okay, so 59% people live in Flemish region. Okay, and 40% people live in Wallonia region. Those 59% people live in Flemish region. They used to speak Dutch language, and those 40% people live in Wallonia region. They used to speak French. Please keep in your mind, 59% people live in Flemish and 40% people live in Wallonia, and 59% people used to speak Dutch, and 40% people who are living in Wallonia region, they speak French, and remaining 1% people used to speak German. Students, please keep in your mind, here we are talking about Belgium. In Belgium there are two main regions, Flemish region and Wallonia region, and in Flemish region 59% people live, and in Wallonia region 40% people live. And in Flemish region the people used to speak Dutch, and in Wallonia region the people used to speak French language. Okay, and the remaining 1% of Belgium speak German language. Now we will talk about the capital city of Belgium. Okay, do you know what's the capital of Belgium? Don't know? Okay. The capital of Belgium is Brussels. Okay. Here 80% people speak French. Once again I am repeating. In Brussels, which is the capital city of Belgium, here 80% people speak French and 20% people speak Dutch. For better understanding of ethnic composition of Belgium, we can take help from this map also. This is the map of Brussels. If you can see this upper yellowish part, so this is Flemish region. Okay, and downside this brownish part is Wallonia region. Okay, this part is Flemish region and this part is Wallonia region. Okay, in this part, matlab in Flemish region 59%. How many percent people? 59% people. And these people which language used? Yes, Dutch. And here means in Wallonia region how many people live? 40. And these people used to speak which language? French. Very good. And here 1% people used to speak German. Here you can see one small area. This small area is Brussels, and Brussels is the capital city of Belgium. Here if we will see, so here 80% people speak French and 20% people speak Dutch. So my dear students, here we have seen both the areas. Okay, Belgium also and the capital city of Belgium, Brussels also. So can you guess what's the difference between Belgium and Brussels? Yes, here means in Belgium Dutch speakers got the majority. Okay, and French speakers got the minority. And if we will see in Brussels, so here 80% people speak French, means in Brussels French got majority. Once again I am repeating, in Belgium Dutch people got the majority and French speakers got the minority. But in Brussels French speaker got the majority and Dutch speakers got the minority. It means the minority French speaking community was relatively rich and powerful. So my dear students, here we have finished the ethnic composition of Belgium also. From the beginning I already told you that in this content we will discuss about the introduction of Belgium, ethnic composition of Belgium and conclusion of Belgium. As we finished the introduction of Belgium and ethnic composition also we have finished. Now we will discuss upon the conclusion. Okay, in context of population size, Dutch were in majority in country, but French had majority in Brussels city. Okay, Brussels is the capital of Belgium. The minority French speaking community was relatively rich and powerful as compared to Dutch. The Dutch speaking were not happy with this as they got the benefit of economic development and education much later. This led to tension between the Dutch speaking and French speaking communities during the 1950s and 1960s. This was more acute in Brussels. So my dear students, here we have covered up not only one topic, not only one content, but two questions also. As like the first is describe the ethnic composition of Belgium, and second question, what was the major cause of tension in Belgium? Now we will start. The next topic is the ethnic composition of Sri Lanka. Obviously this content also we will divide into three category: introduction of Sri Lanka, ethnic composition of Sri Lanka, and of course last is conclusion. If we talk about introduction, so Sri Lanka is an island country which located in Indian Ocean to the southern eastern tip of India. It is separated from India by Pak Strait, and one more important thing is that Sri Lanka became independent in 1948. Once again I am repeating, students, please keep in your mind, Sri Lanka became independent just after 1 year of India. Okay, Sri Lanka became independent in 1948. Okay, now we will talk about the ethnic composition. As well as we have seen in Belgium there are two regions, Flemish region and Wallonia region, and here we will see two groups. Okay, the first is Sinhala speakers and next is Tamil speakers. Okay, so Sinhala speakers total 74% and Tamil speakers total 18%, and in 18% there are 13% Sri Lankan Tamil, okay, and there are 5% people are Indian Tamils. Are you getting my points? Once again I am repeating that in Sri Lanka there are two major groups. First is Sinhala speakers which are in 74% and 18% Tamil speakers, and in 18% there are 13% Sri Lankan Tamils and 5% Indian Tamils. Okay, so these 13% Sri Lankan Tamils are the native people of Sri Lanka, and some of the 5% which are the Indian Tamils, these are the people whose forefathers migrated from India as plantation workers. For better understanding of ethnic composition of Sri Lanka, we can take help from this map. This is the map of Sri Lanka, and here you can see this yellow region is Sinhala, which are in 74%, and this light brownish region, this is for the Tamil speakers, which are in 18%, and in these 18% these 5% Indian Tamil, and these are the Muslim communities, and few another the Christianity. For better understanding of ethnic composition of Sri Lanka, we can take help from this map. This is the map of Sri Lanka. Okay, here you are watching this yellowish region. This is for Sinhalese, and these are in 74%. Okay, this region, this brownish, light brownish region for Sri Lankan Tamils, which are in 13%. This is for Indian Tamil, which are in 5%, and remaining, if you are watching these dots, these are in 7%, which are Hindus, Muslim and Christian. So my dear students, clearly we have seen that majority of Sri Lankan Tamils live in north and east of Sri Lanka. As you can see here, this region, okay, this is for Sri Lankan Tamils, which are in 13%. Okay, and majority of Sinhala speaking means this Sinhalese. Okay, these Tamils follow Buddhism. Okay, which are in 74%. Okay, and these dots, these remains, these are in 7%. Those are Sinhalas and those are Christians, and these are 5%, which are Hindus or Muslims. So my dear students, in the ethnic composition of Sri Lanka, we have seen two major social groups, in which the first is Sinhala speakers, which are in 74%, and second is Tamil speakers, which are in 18%. And out of these 18%, 13% Sri Lankan Tamils, 5% Hindus or Muslim, and 7% Tamils are in Christians. Here we have finished our ethnic composition in Sri Lanka. Now we will talk about the conclusion, the distinction between the two communities. Okay, distinction between the two communities. Which two communities? Sinhala speakers and Tamil speakers. These two communities turned into widespread conflict. It soon turned a civil war. Definitely. Now one more question is arising in your mind. What is civil war? So my dear students, a war like conflict between two opposite groups in a country. Once again I am repeating, a war like conflict between two opposite groups in a country is known as civil war. As a result, thousands of people of both the communities have been killed. Many families were forced to leave the country as refugees. Many of the people lost their livelihood, but the civil war has caused a terrible setback to the social, cultural and economic life of the country, and it ended in 2009. So my dear students, now we will start our second topic, that is majoritarianism in Sri Lanka. Majoritarianism means the rule in the country of the majority community. Okay, means when the majority community or major community rule over the country, so it is known as majoritarianism, in which the policies of such government favor only the majority community. All rules, laws, provisions are made only for the benefit of the major community. As we know very well कि in Sri Lanka Sinhala speakers were in majority and they were in 74%. Okay, so they continuously pressurize and dominate the government to make some to pass some laws, to make some policies for their benefit. Okay, so finally the result was in 1956. Okay, in 1956 an act was passed, okay, which was in favor of Sinhala, and it recognizes Sinhala as the only official language. Where it was recognized? In 1956 an act was passed. Okay, there Sinhala language recognized as official language. The government followed preferential policies that favored Sinhala applicants for university position and government job. It means those are having good command on Sinhala language, yeah, those people belong to Sinhalese. Those are having better future in job also and in education field also. So finally, after passing the act in 1956, Sinhalese who speak Sinhala language and follow Buddhism were enjoying their privileges, and Sri Lankan Tamil who speak Tamil language were depressed because they were very sensitive regarding to their language and culture. They felt that government will not support them and government will not provide them equal opportunity like Sinhalese, and the distance between Sinhala speakers and Tamil speakers was increasing. Afterwards, Sri Lankan Tamils formed their own parties and they tried to make their Tamil language as an official language. They also wanted to get equal privileges and equal opportunities in education field and job also, but their demands were denied. In 1980s, Tamil speakers also demanded for independent state, which is Tamil, in northern eastern parts of Sri Lanka. Only for this purpose, Tamil speakers formed so many political organizations. And at the last, the distance which was increasing between Sinhala speakers and Tamil speakers was turned into civil war. Students, please pay attention. Once again, I am repeating the means of civil war. Civil war means a war like conflict between two opposing groups in a country. And in our language, we can say in a country when the violent conflict occur between opposing groups. So it is known as civil war. And in this war, most of the people of both communities were killed, and so many people had to leave their country, and many people lost their livelihood. And finally, this war was ended in 2009. So dear students, here we have finished two content. The first was Belgium and Sri Lanka, and second was Mediterraneanism in Sri Lanka. And in these two contents, we cover up 4 questions. The first was describe the ethnic composition of Belgium. Second, what was the major cause of tension in Belgium? Third, describe the ethnic composition in Sri Lanka. And fourth, what is Mediterraneanism, and explain the measures taken by Sri Lanka as per the Act passed in 1956. And these 4 questions you may find in our notes, Political Science Chapter 1, Power Sharing. Thank you and have a nice day.